Welcome back to my channel, guys. It's me, Irvin, with another manga volume review. This is going to be on the first volume of Into the Deepest, Most Unknowable Dungeon, which I'm still not sure about this series, and I'll explain to you why I'm in the fence still. But before anything, guys, if you have not talked if you haven't done so by now, make sure you subscribe to my channel. This week, I'm highly pushing 4,700. I just need about 5 subscribers, guys, to be honest. 5 subscribers, and I'll be at 4,700 if I'm not there by now. So hopefully I am, but if not, please consider subscribing, commenting, liking, and sharing also helps. And go check out other reviews that I have for you guys. Into the Deepest, Most Unknowable Dungeon. I'm going to give you a heads up. It does have a red mark of mature. When I bought it, it was sealed. And for most of you guys that know, when series are sealed is because there is either a high level of gore or high level of other stuff, right? And we'll talk about that in just a second. We follow the protagonist, Jean, who essentially is a 40-year-old version who was reincarnated into this world. And he started as a baby, and we kind of see him grow up to be this young man who wants to be an adventurer and, you know, go and fight and discover dungeons. The chapter itself starts with him battling this goblin, and he's in a school essentially, and how the school does is they trap these goblins and they make the kids fight them to kind of show how ready they are for dungeons. And Jean is actually one of the best fighters that they have in this school right now, and he's doing pretty well. But he, as a reincarnate person, is realizing that he's fighting a being that is knowledgeable and very close to what a human is, and he starts to kind of wonder, like, if what he's doing is the complete right thing. Now, he does end up killing the goblin, and essentially he begins his career as a dungeon traveler or adventurer. But at the same time, we see his humane side of this world pop out in this character. He quickly makes friends with a girl called Now, and Now essentially offers herself as a Z rank. Now, this is where it gets to the point where I'm like, I don't know. Now wants to be a Z rank, and a Z rank essentially is someone who cannot level up. And because she's a female, a lot of females are typically looked down upon, and because they might be weak and could be some baggage for the group. So Z ranks essentially are servants for most of the adventure. They do the dirty jobs that no one wants to do. They carry stuff. They essentially are a level above slaves. And at the same time, they offer themselves to the men or women that need sexual pleasing. Now, obviously, this is where I'm like, okay, this is a little bit over the top. And it is. There is a particular scene that Jean and Now do the deed, and we could have done without it, to be honest, but that's what we got in this manga. And Jean obviously is a 40-year-old virgin reincarnated, so his mentality is, you know, this is cool, I want to do this more. So it ends up that eventually he ends up with more girls in his group, and he teams up with a larger group who is being trained by A ranks. Now, these A ranks, we have this other main character that we see called Katana. And Katana is a female. She is considered the sword princess, so we know that she is a very powerful character when it comes to the sword, but she's also a female. Now, she is A rank, which is one of the highest ranks that there is, but she herself still offers herself to the male groups because she thinks that she needs to do that. Now, this is challenged by Jean, saying, well, wow, you don't really have to do that. And she is kind of challenged by this in the chapter, in the volume itself. She doesn't really join their group. She's leading the group. I want to keep that clear. She is a lot higher in ranking than they are. Then we have another two girls, Aro and her servant, which I don't really get her name. They join Jean's group, and it becomes a group of basically all female and Jean. Now, what I like about this series, and this is the positive sides to it, is that they actually take the time to explain how dungeons and how adventurers work. And a lot of animes kind of glaze over this stuff and assume that you know. But in this series itself, they actually explain what a crossbow is and what different bows and arrows do in the adventurers and the guilds, and essentially which one's best for a woman, which one's best for a male, which one requires more strength, which one requires a little bit more practice. They also go over different terrains. They go over a lot of stuff that is informative, that it's necessary. One of those things is also the whole socialization between groups and how they form, and it is very much looked upon on groups that are mostly females, because most of the time it's because the guy wants to have a bunch of girls, and secondly, is looked upon because most of the time these groups actually don't make it far, and because there's so many women and cannot defend themselves, they end up losing. Now, obviously, one of our protagonists, Katana, or the female A rank, is proving most of these prejudice mentality off by saying that she can actually put a fight better than anyone in this group, including the males, but it's still the mentality of a lot of people. So Jean is now in this boat where he has all females in his group, so he needs to do a little bit more effort to not just defend himself, but the girls in his group as well. So that, in a nutshell, is the entire volume. I have positive and negatives on this one. I don't know how to feel about it, to be honest. I was intrigued at the end. They were just entering into the deepest dungeon. I'm intrigued to see what happens next. It's just the over-the-top fan service that is included in this story that kind of makes me not want to do the second volume. So I'm going to be honest, I'm probably going to pick up the second volume to review for you guys. And if the fan service stops, or at least, you know, diminishes in the second volume, then I probably will continue it, because there are series that happens sometimes, and I then start enjoying them more than before. But we'll see. For now, I'm going to give this one a 6 out of 10, although I know it could do a lot better. It is focusing on trying to attract a crowd that has enough series for them. So we'll see. Thank you guys so much for watching this. If you have not done so by now, subscribe to my channel. Give some love by commenting, liking, and sharing. And I'll see you guys next time. Like always, don't be strangers. See you guys.